Hello, this is one of the best Mega Construx Halo sets ever. Bam! I mean, look, it comes with the stuff that Halo fans need, namely a Warthog in green with a machine gun turret, and the Master Chief, and the Arbiter. Also comes with the stuff that we want, like a pair of hunters. Over the years, Mega Construx has done a lot of Warthog models, and in my opinion, some of them have been quite good, and some of them have been not quite so good. This is one of the better ones, in my opinion. It's in the correct color, the color that I want. It's also the same color that they chose for their big anniversary, their last anniversary edition, the supersized Warthog, the extra large build. This one does have suspension, and by default you are sitting at the lowest point, so you're not able to push down. Now, depending upon exactly which one you get and or how it's built, you may find the parts to hold it up just a little bit. By default, for mine, it just sits down all the way, but you do have independent droop for each tire, and that works out just fine. This thing has some class with the color scheme and also the use of prints for all of the wear marks on there. Ignore the weird rainbow effect that you're seeing. That's just something that has to do with one of my lenses that I'm using right now. But there's class here with the seats. Like that color, I think, just looks cool. And also the use of prints for the center console pieces. There are actually 3 console pieces. And of course, it's nice to get prints for those. I think they could have done it with just 2 pieces, but it is what it is and looks pretty good. And there's so much metal flake used throughout this, but it's fortunately very fine metal flake. It's used in the green. It's used in the gunmetal gray. That is most of the gray that you see on this. So you can see it's sparkling just a little bit. It's used in the ammo belt. This is a little bit bright. I wish that was a little bit darker. It looks like I should turn that belt around. Yes, there, that's much better. The pointy bits go forward, hopefully. But yeah, I think this is a little bit bright in color, but I think the contrast is not too bad there. And then the actual storage drum down here is done in a nice copper. It's a very cool looking color. And of course, you get the usual movement possibilities, or you can spin this around and angle it up and down. You can put a figure on the back and get them to hold on to the handholds there. So that all works out. Keep these lined up properly. And just in general, the whole thing, I think, is good. It's one of the better Warthogs, in my opinion. And I'm glad that they did another just basic one, just green and with a machine gun turret. This is what I want. Did you notice those were prints too? Pretty nice, pretty crisp. I've always been happy with Mega Construx's hunters. This is the 2nd generation version of them with the set of molds. And I thought the 1st generation was perfectly fine. I really had no problem with it. But the 2nd gen ones are just so much better with so much more articulation, so much more that you can do with them. And they've had these out for a while now, and I think they've tweaked them just a bit. But these are really classic styled, well, classic class of them, I suppose. And the colors are pretty good. You actually put this armor on, which is why you're able to see the worm color underneath, which is a nice effect. It's not ideal with some of the pieces, like you can see right there with the joint in the center. It's not the most realistic thing, but I do appreciate having a little bit of the worm color showing through with nice solid colors. They actually do some paint applications on the base of the body there, which are not bad, for printing against or painting, I suppose, against a dark blue. That's pretty opaque. There's actually some metallic flake in that as well, which helps with the opacity of it. But just generally, these are pretty good. The thing that's really special here, and those are prints, of course, the thing that's really special here is that we get an actual pair of them. Most of the sets, most of the ways to get hunters up to this point have included just 1 per set, which is kind of mean because they're always supposed to be in pairs. That's how they work. I think the only set that they've done previously that had 2 was EVA's Last Stand, and that was great. And it also came with a good Spartan and almost a good Warthog, but just not a full thing. It was just the body. So that was like a, I don't know, like a preview to this. Of course, Mega has made plenty of Master Chiefs over the years. I'd say this is one of my favorite looks. It's just very plain, really. It's very straightforward. It has a good green, again, using that same high metal flake content. It's a good hue, I'd say, that they use there. Has a pretty nice color for the visor, although the spray doesn't go all the way around the sides on this one. That may be a little bit of production variation, but I would like to see that be more consistent around the sides. The armor set is good. You know, this is supposed to be a Halo 3 set, and this looks pretty good to me. It just says Master Chief to me. It's not trying to be too comic in its proportions or anything. It looks fairly realistic, a little bit understated even, which is ideal. You know, Master Chief's not a loud dude. This just matches him well. One thing that is not understated, though, is the very, very loud gold flamethrower, which is just intended to be a 10th anniversary thing. You know, they're doing the almost champagne gold color as kind of the theme for this series of sets, and so they've done one of these in this set, and I'm fine with that. If you don't want to use that, they also have the most modern version of an assault rifle mold from them with the two surface textures, and the ability to add mods on top. So that was previously attached to the Warthog. You already saw it, and so you can just equip them with this if you want. And last but certainly not least, here's the Arbiter, and he's shining, because I guess this is supposed to be a version of him when he wasn't around a Warthog, like around the Arrival, when he had that really, really bright yellowish sunlight that was just reflecting off his armor and making him look truly brilliantly gold. His actual armor color throughout the game in all lighting conditions is between bronze and gold. And yeah, everybody has seen it by now, I'm sure. You know, what was it, 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, Halo Waypoint issue with cannon fodder, and you had somebody coming out and saying that no, the textures in the game are actually silver. Period. That's the final answer. And yeah, since then, more recently, some YouTuber went and showed what was already said canonically, that the textures are silver. And that's all well and good. But anybody who plays the game and has eyes that work pretty well and has a device like a monitor that is set up properly, or a TV that's set up properly, whether on Xbox 360, Xbox One Original, Xbox One S, Xbox One X, no matter what, no matter where you play it, no matter what capture device you use, it shows up in every single lighting condition as bronze to gold. So he is bronze to gold in Halo 3. Final answer, period. I will argue that to the day I don't play Halo anymore. Oh, you know when that's going to be. Anyway, Arbiter figure. You've seen it rotating around a bunch now. I mean, what more is there to say? It's a good one. Again, more metallic paint application and actual mold and everything. Even a lot of the undersuit is shown with a kind of steel color. The only thing that I don't like about this is actually the skin tone for the neck and head. I wish that was a bit darker. They need to find something or make something that's just a little bit darker, in my opinion. You know, if they're not going to put a wash on it, find something in between their darkest skin tone that they use for dark Sangheili and this light one, because this is just too pale. In the end, again, I think this is one of the best Mega Construx Halo sets ever. Just this right here is really good. The inclusion of Hunters also is just like frosting and sprinkles and whipped cream and all kinds of stuff on top of the cake. Just, I don't know, maybe not whipped cream, not so much into whipped cream, but, you know, lots of good stuff added to it. $30 it is for this 318-piece set. I have to say, I really like the package design here, too. It's very striking and mature in a good way. It's much better than stuff that they've done for some years now, in my opinion. I don't really care about packaging typically, but I think they've done a good job here. It speaks to me as a Halo fan quite well, and displays the actual products pretty well. But As far as value is concerned, I feel, oh, the gold, even in the shadow, what? I feel like if the hunters had been replaced with something else, like a small side build, maybe with like a, I don't know, a turret or something with one other small regular sized figure. I don't know, their same volume of plastic, but with regular buildable pieces off to the side, then the value would not have been there. I would have asked for it to be a little bit cheaper. But with those being such large action figures, with relative to the normal micro ones, with great articulation, with really good production quality, they make it work for me. Those have a lot of value, add a lot of value to what's already great over here. So I'm happy with the $30 price point for this. And hey, if it ever gets discounted, then that just makes it even better still. That's it for my look at this one, though. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching. Arbiter is gold. Talk to you again soon.